Okay.
Okay.
Brian,
Who's sleeping in the car
look
tonight?
at this. Get in here. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have to get any platform or anything. Boom, we're in business.
Welcome to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Craig.
And we are coming to you from Conroe, Texas. Down here, we're at the Texas Auto Riders Auto Roundup. So get ready for a series of videos from this event, both on our truck channel here and also on TTC Cars' other channel. But first things first, Monroney, Craig. What are we driving today? 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve rear-wheel drive, this unit. Not an all-wheel drive version, which is not true because this truck is actually all-wheel drive, so we must have the wrong Monroney. But it gives you some details to know about this. $82,000 in two-wheel drive form, and it does start at $76,009. We'll put below what this one actually costs. I think it's actually $83 for this one. So, Platinum Reserve is really the trim we're talking about. We have reviewed this static at the State Fair of Texas, but we have not had a chance to drive it until today. And I'm here to tell you right now, I do miss the old V8. This is a very potent power plant, so really not much to complain about. So let's start with the nose, Craig. This color is like a kind of mist green. It's got some metallic flake into it. Not a lot of pearl, but mostly metallic.
Looks good.
Looks really good. Nissan's nailed their color combos lately, and this is no exception. You do have an LED lighting package on the front end with a, looks to be like a light bar here, but I don't think this is actually lit. That's just chrome. I mean, you do have some plastic chrome going on up front. That's okay. The updated Nissan grille, I think, is very refreshing with the white in there, Craig. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I like that. Looks good.
It looks fresh. It looks pretty good. So coming down this side, Craig, in the lighting, we do have LED stacked units here. We also have a detached or divorced fog light right here, which, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of those being separated. It just looks cooler. This is not the Pro 4X, so you don't get skid plate stuff up front, and that's okay because this doesn't need that. That's not the point. Coming on down to Tire Town, Craig, we have got some big Johnnies on here. These are 22s, and what size are these? Let's see, 275 50R22. Look, you know I don't like big rims, Craig, but this has air ride, so it's okay. That's the biggest thing here. And these Bridgestone Jewelers are actually a great highway tire. We've used these on a bunch of cars before. No complaints, really. But again, the adaptive air ride with adaptive dampers as well helps a lot. We have it lifted right now, we think. The ride height controls are kind of weird. It's not just like high, medium, low. You kind of toggle through stuff, so it might go higher than this, but it does ride excellent. We can tell you on the drive over to this spot. Impressive. Coming on the side, we do have some fake vents, Craig, which, oh no, those are, yeah, no, they're fake. They don't really let air through. They're what they are. Standard mirror over here. It is a black cap, a plastic black cap, which means in the car wash, this will get swirl marks all over it. I don't know why we're doing piano black on the exterior of any vehicle ever. Bad idea. Coming down the side, you do have a roof rail here, Craig, and there are, let's see, oh yeah, there are mounts right here, so you can do a rooftop tent if you want to Broverland this, you can. And then down here, you do have a side step that has painted side trim pieces. It's not just some bolted on thing. It looks integral. I actually think it looks pretty good. Looks like it belongs there. I'm okay with that. Coming on the back, you've got the Armada treatment, Craig, with a nice satin chrome strip going on the side.
Yeah, that might be its most distinguishable feature, this new Armada. I like this cut.
This cut looks good. Yeah. It's a good style point. And look, something you need to understand if you're new to the Armada segment in the States is that this is effectively a patrol everywhere else in the world. Right, Craig?
Yes, a Y62, or this one might be a Y63. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I don't know, but this is the first one with the V6. They've had the V8 in Australia as long as we have, the 5.6, and it's legendary there, and it should be here. I don't know why it doesn't get the credit that it does. But this is the new V6. We're pretty excited about that. Coming on the back, you do get a wrap across LED taillight here.
It looks good.
It looks very good. I've seen a few of these in the wild lately in DFW, and they look awesome. Big fan of that. You do get a rear spoiler, kind of like a backwards hat design, but it's not bulbous. I'm okay with that. And that's pretty much that. What else do we have? Oh yeah, Craig, let's hear the exhaust. Okay, very soft rev limiter, sounds lame up front. What about out here?
A little VQ-y, maybe having some Xterra vibes.
Okay, let's go check out under the hood. All right, boys and girls, let's check under the hood. Oh baby, we've got dampers in this thing and an underhood isolator, which is something that our Toyota friends just can't seem to do at a good price point. Nissan's got you covered on this one. 80 grand it should have that, and it is a very quiet thing to drive, both highway and urban driving in our testing. But none of that matters, Craig, because this is the replacement for displacement. This is Nissan's VR35, 3.5 liter twin turbo, based on the VQ-ish era, but really it's a VR code like the GTR. It's kind of nerd talk there. Good for 425 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque, and it's paired to a 9-speed transmission, which is borrowed from Mercedes, I believe. It's pretty good. It's been very smooth, no problem there, and it's also paired to a full-time four-wheel drive system on this. On the Pro 4X variant, you do get a lockable rear diff. This one does not have it, but that's the powertrain on it. One thing that we found interesting here is that Toyota variants with their new V6 from them, their 3.4 liter, has a twin airbox, which is kind of JD me and kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool if Nissan did that here too, but that's okay. They did the Ford route and shared one air filter for both things, and it worked out fine. So let's check out the interior with Craig.
All right, time to check out the interior of the Armada Platinum Reserve. We've been in a few of these, but we'll check it out again. We don't get the split rear window. Kind of wish we had that. Some of the competitors in the segment do, although some don't. LX700. Let's open this bad boy up and check it out, though. Let's see if the seats fold flat. That's kind of our test. These things claim to be overlandy and off-roady and all that, so let's find out. So before we get to the seats, let's check out what we got back here. We've got 150 watts, not a lot, and that's what happens when you don't have a hybrid system, to be fair, although we're kind of glad it's not a hybrid. Let's see, we get any storage underneath. We get some storage,
okay.
so you know, there's that. That's not bad. Underneath, Brian, what do we got? A jack.
And then there's your subwoofer right there.
Okay, very good.
Okay, but you get a real jack, that's nice.
That is real nice, and I do.
Can we get a real spare?
And then what I do like, Brian, is there's not a weird shelf back here.
No, wait. Who you shooting at, Craig?
I say that though, but let's see. You might, you know, other products need this shelf, but here, this is pretty cool right here. I can raise and lower the rear height.
Oh, air
Kind
ride.
of like a Land Rover LR3 had that back in the day.
That's
Anyways,
nice.
okay, but let's fold these down, and it is one touch. Okay, let's do the other one. Let's see if we can go flat. Brian, so far the third row looks like it's going to be flat. This is good. This is good.
I'll get the second. Hold that real quick.
Oh no, there's right here.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, hold on right
hang
here,
on.
buddy. So we're gonna do that one. Okay. Brian,
who's sleeping in the car
look
tonight?
at this. Get in here. Oh yeah. Well, I don't have to get any platform or anything. Boom, we're in business.
And you have the right slope. Now, if you had a non-captain's chair, you're in business.
In all seriousness, there's actually a lot of room in here. I know we make fun of this, but this is a real thing, and it matters. Look, this is one of the overland vehicles in the world. It's based on the Patrol and the rest of the globe. It's working good here. Let's go check it out.
Check it out. Well, hang on. So for Nissan, this is basically their 300 series competitor?
This is their Land Cruiser competitor.
Okay.
This is the Land Cruiser fighter in the rest of the world, and it's fighting well. That's all I'm saying.
So if you get this in Pro 4X treatment, you'll lose some luxuries, but gain approach angle, wheel tire package, that kind of stuff.
All right, we're going to check out the captain's chairs in this because we've actually checked out Armada's interiors before. See our other videos for that. But let's get back here and check this out. This is actually a really good interior, Brian.
Very nice. I like the stitching.
I love the stitching and the color combo of this. Is brown. Again, we don't have the exact color, but this is a good spot, and you can adjust this right where you want it. You're doing a panoramic roof. We'll check on that in a second. Down here, you can charge your phone. It's not a Qi charger, but you got USB-C, 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 and the old school outlet. So you got 5 outlets back here if you need to. Tri-zone climate control back here, so not dual zones back here. So some competitors do have quad zone. This is just tri-zone, but it is auto climate, and you can adjust exactly what you want to do back here. And you do get rear seat heaters, not chillers. Interesting that the Platinum Reserve doesn't have that. Competitors do have that in the top trims. You get mat pockets on both sides, and Brian, we get roof air vents, which we always prefer over the knee air vents because you want it in your face. Although some competitors have it down there and up here, so there is that. I do get grab handles all the way around. I like that.
Very
except in the driver. But Brian, let's see if you fit.
Use my integrated step, which I don't really need. No,
because of the moonroof. It's always the moonroof.
Well,
That's what always kind of messes it up.
It is the thing, but if I get the seat reclined a little bit, which there's plenty of room to do so.
Yeah, not you know, seriously, there's still room behind you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
It can be done. This seat's far back in front of me too, so I think it's definitely in the mix of all of its competitors. One quick question for you though, Craig. I see a bunch of cameras looking at us. What's that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cameras up there. There's actually one there. There's one there. There's a lot of cameras inside the car looking back towards us.
I feel like Skynet's tracking us.
Not real sure, but we're going to talk to some Nissan reps and find out about that.
We'll drop that in later.
All right, Brian, let's check out the front row, and let's just start with the door, because I skipped it in the back, but it's padded back there as well, just so you know. Nice and padded up top, and it actually feels premium in quality. I do like it. It's actually a good material. And then I like this leather kind of inset in between the two different leathers. Looks like a baseball glove kind of almost. But then we go down, Brian, and we get, hard plastic. They missed that one, but that's okay.
But this makes up for it. This is nice leather, this little bit
No,
right
it is
here.
really nice. In fact, and then you get to the very bottom and you get a nice spot for a water bottle. It is functional, it does work well, and I like that you can put your phone somewhere here in the door pull. That is always very handy. I know we make fun of that, but in all seriousness, it's handy because you can put your phone there because now you're using 2 cup holders if you have 2 drinks. That actually is convenient. But this does actually have the wireless Qi charger down here, which is actually a really good spot for it. I like that, and it's made for the jumbo phones. You get USB-C up here as well, and then Brian, you can also, when you're not drinking them like an American, you can put this up, and look, it's clean.
Is that
sleek?
teak? That feels nice.
And elegant, simple. This is kind of Nissan's theme in some of their newer designed interiors, is simplicity, Brian. So anyways, there's that, but let's start this up because this is what's really cool. This is the, oh yes, powered steering wheel. It comes back to the previous position. I like that a lot. And look at this little startup graphic. This is cool. We've got the 14.3-inch screen when it all combined. I actually kind of like this. We're starting to see this in more and more cars, especially in the SUV world. The new Expedition. Check out our review on that. But this is cool, but what's really cool about this, Brian, we're going to show in a second. We'll get back to it. It has built-in Google now. That's pretty nice. We do get the chillers, the crotch chillers down here, and the warmers. This all works quite well. The layout's good. We're not the biggest fan of the black plastic, but Brian, I like the push button drive.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Push button drive. We don't need a selector. Just it's out of the way. It's clean. It's simple. Doesn't take up any space. Love that a lot. We get an integrated brake controller here, and then we also have here's the ride height. You can just put it in auto, which I guess that's all it does. It just goes in auto.
Yeah, well, we did just get it up a minute ago.
So we did get it up earlier. But anyways, here's what's really cool. We're going to put it in neutral. We're going to put it in 4 high. And, okay, well, we're told that, and we've seen it, we're probably doing something wrong. We know it's user error. But what's really cool is that it's called the driver view.
See, it's like see-through.
Yeah, it's like see-through. So it looks like you can see through the hood almost. And you can see these 2 cameras integrate and come together. And it's really a cool feature. We're not smart enough to activate it on this particular review. But none of that really matters, Brian, because we want to know how fast this baby is.
Let's find out.
Time for 0 to 60 run.
Let's do it. All right, Mr. Rob.
All right, lots of non-hybrid torque, twin turbos. Hit it. Oh, okay.
There's the boost.
All right.
Doesn't feel that exciting. We're in tow mode now.
No fake noises.
Nope.
Okay. Whoa, right.
What you got?
With me in the car, 6.1.
Not bad, not bad. And let me tell you what it was without you in the car.
Okay.
In sport mode.
Okay.
6.01.
It's a little better.
A little better, yeah. Like we always say, usually a human adds about a 1/10 most of the time.
Well, but in some other vehicles, it's added more.
It has.
And I think one of the things we've got going on here is because it's non-hybrid, it's not overly saving itself so quick.
Nope.
And so you just consistent times.
Yeah, and we'll probably get that all day. The only thing that I think you'll see that's different here, the boost isn't like in a Ford. You can't build boost off the brake. And it's waiting until you roll, and then it goes, oh, you want turbos now? And it closes the wastegates, and then it does its thing.
You could probably cut half a second off if you could do that.
Easily. Because we know that the 2019 Expedition that we have in the fleet, which is an EcoBoost 3.5, will build boost off the line.
Yes.
And that thing's 5.5 to 60, and it's a 2-wheel drive variant. So, anyways.
Okay, Brian, we were talking off camera. With this car, look, the mom car gang, the pickup line.
Yep.
These SUVs are a big deal. These big SUVs are a big deal. Where should this rank among those? Is this the best? Is this the sleeper pick of that?
I would think absolutely it's a sleeper pick because people don't think of it. They think Tahoe, Yukon first.
Right.
Then they go Expedition.
Yep.
And then they go, was kind of this and Grand Wagoneer.
And so are Sequoias in there.
Oh yeah, Sequoia, yeah, I knew I was missing one.
I
And the Infinity variant of this as well.
I agree with you. I think this is the sleeper pick, and I think this new Armada only. The previous generation Armada,
Right.
I think
It's almost not in the running.
it's not in the running because it looked older. It looked too old.
Right.
What is that? It looked off-brandy.
Right.
This has so much presence and style, and frankly,
looks
is
good.
nice.
Yes.
And deserves to be considered and is a great pick.
Well, it's a sleeper because it's pleasantly surprising, which has been my takeaway in our drive today.
Yes.
Is that it rides really well. The steering's good. The infotainment stuff is properly up to date. The bite matches the bark of this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a solid contender for sure, and it's very quiet. It's got luxury nailed down. And look, I do miss the 5.6 V8. I'm not going to pretend like I don't, but I will not sit here and tell you that this is slow.
No, it's fine.
It's in the mix with all the other twin turbo stuff, and I'm glad that it's not a hybrid variant because it just does what you think it should do. There's no auto start stuff, there's no weird stuff going on. It's just a very linear thing that works. So all that covered, that's all I've got to say. I will say we're getting this on loan soon for a week, so we'll give a more in-depth review.
Right.
And a more scientific 0 to 60 on our normal spot. We're down in Conroe, Texas right now, so we're not in our normal place where we do our usual testing. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Anything else, Craig?
Man, this is a great one. Don't sleep on it. Don't
Yeah.
sleep on the sleeper. See you next time.
And you can sleep in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.